love it. Okay. So this next guy, he's an authentic human that's fulfilling his grassroots mission every day. He walks the walk. He has helped so many in building their own grassroots efforts as well, without which I can guarantee you we would not be standing here today. Well, I wouldn't be anyway.
We don't get no credit.
He and Caitlin, his wife, are fierce fighters against false mainstream narratives all the time. If you haven't signed on to the Overton Report yet, you're really missing out on much needed perspective. I'd like to have Corey Allen come out and share a few words.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I know this speaker, you know, this is all we don't have Bill Gates money, so if you can't hear, come forward. First I want to let you know before I even get started, Convention Estates is here. If you haven't heard of Convention Estates, you definitely need to go over there. They're right in the corner. Check it out and hear the kind of things that they're working towards. It's real cool stuff. So yeah, my name's Corey Allen, the Overton Report, the Overton Group. We, give me 1 second.
Take your time, brother.
Thanks. Okay, I'll just go ahead and start my speech. That's all right. But yeah, the Overton Report, you can find us on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Gab. You can sign up at theovertonreport.substack.com. I have cards in my pocket. We're filming all of this stuff too, so if you want to go back. Also, shout out to Trish Lazarin for putting this together. Look at this is huge. Woo! So, almost a year ago to the day, I gave my first political speech at this very building, like at this very spot. But those words, the first paragraph or so, I'm going to read to you because it rings more true today than when I wrote it. George Orwell wrote, referring to the fictional party of Big Brother and their stranglehold on power in the ever-increasingly poignant novel 1984, that who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past. Orwell didn't pull this from thin air. In 1984 was published in 1949. He and the entire world had watched in horror as leaders of multiple mighty nations who espoused a number of different collectivist ideologies began destroying, revising, and rewriting their own histories with the goal of absolute power in mind. We've gathered here today in support of personal choice and against the tyranny of unelected and unaccountable bureaucracy. This bureaucracy, which has dug its claws into our government and refuses to let go no matter what we do. Supreme Court rulings mean nothing to them. State law means even less. And the will of we the people means the least of all of it to these petty tyrants. From the federal to the state and all the way down to city governments and school boards, it's only going to get worse the longer we stand in denial. Today we have a standing general bragging about working with communist China against a sitting United States president.
Boo!
Calling the leaders of our biggest adversary, militarily, politically, economically, assuring them that he would warn them if we were going to attack.
Traitors!
That's treason. We have a sitting president right now who's using the most basic, tried and true dehumanization tactics. Quotes like, pandemic of the unvaccinated, I know you're frustrated with them, I am too. And I'm losing my patience with you. Woo. He's also threatened to use F-15s and nuclear weapons on the citizens of the United States, not once but twice since taking his oath of office. That's the guy in the White House. It's treason. That's a big word, treason, but there's really no other way to describe what we've seen lately. The powers that be have gone to extreme lengths to rewrite and manipulate statistics, reality, history, headlines. They've begun to reset our entire society. I won't sit up here and quote medical statistics. People much smarter than me do it. And they will continue to. Except for one, it's a real easy one. The largest study of COVID hospitalizations ever done has proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that hospitalization numbers are inflated by at least double.
Yes.
That came out 2 days ago. Hospitalizations for COVID are half, at best, half of what is being reported in the news. We have video of hospital personnel just in North Carolina discussing ways to further inflate numbers and make the hospital, I quote, completely more scary to the citizens. That's their goal. Now we have a president telling businesses that they'll be shut down entirely if they don't mandate an untested chemical be forced into the bodies of their own employees. You're being told you must choose between feeding your family and an untested chemical injection. And these moves at the federal level have emboldened cities right here in our state, including the city we're currently standing in, to attempt the same or worse. It's unconscionable and it cannot stand. Now look, the fight is long. It's tiresome. Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it seems like it's too much. That's their goal, to wear you down. But it is necessary. There have been very few moments in our nation's history where taking a stand such as this was more necessary than it is now. It's so encouraging to see so many of us out here today. I implore you to continue on this path. This is a lot of people. It's all over. I know it's spread out. We can't even begin to count. 400 probably. Together we can take comfort in knowing that we are on the right side of history, and united we can ensure that our children and grandchildren will continue to know the fruits of our free society, but only if we continue to stand. Only if we refuse to yield, and only if we continue down this path towards liberty, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what threats the state makes towards you and your family. Know that we will be remembered as those who refuse to bow down and kiss the ring of tyranny.
Yes!
We are in a similar spot now to where the citizens of Germany could have stood up and said, no, you will not dehumanize, destroy, and harm an entire population based in race, religion, political values, political ideology, or anything else. But they didn't stand up because they didn't quite see the severity of it. What's our excuse? We have the past to learn from for now. We're still able to look at the past and say, do you see how far we've come? And wait, I see where this is going. Yes. Again, remember the slogan of all want to be tyrants. Who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past. Help us to ensure that they never get the chance to put that into practice, not here in South Carolina, and not in the United States of America. And that's all I've got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Corey. You never disappoint, man. That was awesome.